Welcome to Monday Night Live, the weekly training that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and start building your wealth.
Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the final stage. And remember, in years past, planning would take weeks, to do in the year effectively and to hit all your goals. But now with AI, I mean, a matter of minutes, you've got a complete plan with you. So we're going to go back and revisit where we started a couple of weeks ago and not repeat everything, just go through the steps. And tonight, literally, we don't even have to put in a real full-blown prompt like before. We're just going to tell ChatGPT to do what it's asking us if we want it to do, planning purposes. We didn't do that last week because it was the actions part. By the way, PF's coming on, guys, and Pat PF is from the Boston area. So we call him sometimes President Pedro. He's going to be president one day. So probably this will be it for tonight. Normally we get 30 some odd people, but during the holidays, I realize we're going to probably not get a lot of people. It's okay. I like the smaller, intimate crowds. So, in any case, let me share my screen. As always, guys, if you have questions, please just feel free to unmute yourself, and you can speak up or just type it in the chat. Okay. So so when we started, guys, if you remember back on was it the 5th of December? Sorry, the 8th of December was the vision exercise. And what I did is I took one of the vision exercises from several years ago from a former student and took the names out and everything, because there's some personal stuff in there too. Not all about business, So Pat, you and I will be doing this one-on-one,
Uh-huh.
the vision exercise, but I'll have Sugar include this tomorrow, the whole thing in the email that goes out. We'll have the full,
Okay.
everything you need, and then I'll be stepping you through it. But the very first prompt I gave ChatGPT after we all did our vision exercises, which creates a vision statement, sort of like a movie script for your life, if we're going to call it that. All it is, I said, ChatGPT. I tell it what its role is. It's a world-renowned life coach, and I give it context, which is the vision exercise from this one student. Okay, using a vision exercise and determine what goals that person in the vision statement should have that are in alignment with and will lead to the realization of the vision. So, real brief example. A goal would be I'm going to go to Nova Scotia and Newfoundland in August of 2026 for 11 days. I'm going to camp out, I'm going to hike and see all the sights. Okay. That would be a goal. A vision would be I want to see the world. I want to be a world traveler. I want to go to all 7 continents. That's a vision. The goal of going to Nova Scotia and Newfoundland is a goal. It's in alignment with the vision. So does that make sense, guys? Sometimes it's
Yeah.
sometimes hard to distinguish between the two, but that's really the way you look at it. So the ChatGPT answered and gave us these vision aligned goals for that person in the document. And I'm not going to go over them. We've already done that. What I'm going to do is skip down. There's a summary. Okay. And then ChatGPT is asking us, we'd like to turn it into a 1-page personal life plan, create strategic quarterly goals, align with the vision, build a measurement and accountability system, craft an affirmation script for the person to read daily. So what I did is I gave it a real detailed instruction here. And here it is, ChatGPT, please take the following goals from the prior exercise and create a list of the individual action steps required for each goal in the following: purpose-driven business and an entrepreneurial success. That's what ChatGPT called it. And I purposely pulled out only that stuff that was associated with business. I left out all the personal stuff that person had in their vision statement. So we gave it the business goals, right? And then the ChatGPTs came back with action steps by goal for each of those goals related to the business. Okay. Clarity and alignment goals or actions, value creation actions, decision filters, And that's for the first in building a business that aligns with personal purpose and add value to others. There's see the second one, operate with integrity, generosity, and honesty. And again, I'm not going to read all through these again. I just want to show you what it gave us. So down at the bottom, it's asking us, uh, uh, by the way, it gives you questions to ask the filters. Filters are questions. Those that align with my purpose, those that add value to others, and those that support a balanced, abundant life. Because those are things they came out of the vision statement, right? And the way you measure is by asking good questions or applying filters. Okay. So then ChatGPT asked us, this is where we left off last week. We want it to turn this into a 90-day execution plan. There's the word plan. Create a weekly CEO rhythm, which is sort of a way to go about realizing or executing your plan, taking action on your plan. Build a personal leadership scoreboard and translate this in a team culture manifesto. Well, instead of me creating another prompt, I'm just going to say yes. Please do all of these. I'm going to copy this, copy. Yes, Chat GPT, please do the following. Give it that, hit the enter key. We're going to give it a minute. It's going to take a while to build that. But essentially, and by the way, I'm going to be calling this student on New Year's Day because we're good friends and he likes the outdoors. He's likes to hike and kayak and do all kinds of fun stuff outdoors. Um, you see the scroll bar moving over to the right? It's slowly moving up the screen. That means ChatGPT is still building. So it's building quite a monster down here. Um, so we're going to get our hands full tonight. And Pat, something else we'll do is the original instructions. I'll make sure I get them to you, which is what we used to do, the full detail and how we did it all by hand before. Of course, now vision exercise we do ourselves. There's no computer, no software on the planet that can actually do things that only we can do with our hearts and our minds. And visualization, I mean, I guess if the software ever gets to that point, I might change my mind on it. But right now, we're still the critical thinker, and we have to tell ChatGPT what to do and then cut it loose and let it do its thing. But here, first thing we asked it for was a 90-day execution plan. And the theme is to build, simplify, align, and multiply impact. Okay. And it gives us what the primary outcomes are. They are, I have a clearly aligned, purpose-driven business focus, stronger systems and leverage, refined leadership presence and message. This is good for all of us, by the way. If we could actually copy this for our own purposes. Intentional mentoring and giving built into business. More space for faith, family, and life by design. So remember, this is based on somebody else's vision, not yours or mine or anybody else's. But some of these things are clearly worth copying. Today's 1 through 30 gives us everything we want to do there. Focus areas, key actions, weekly deliverables. Ooh, excuse me. Um, days 31 through 60, systems and leverage. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the coughing on here. Um, Key actions, document your core business uh, processes, identify tasks to delegate, automate. So this is, think this is you as a real estate agent looking to serve people, whether they're investors, owner occupants, whatever the case may be. Um, Build SOPs for sales, onboarding, communication. Um, Create leadership roles to empower existing leaders. Protect personal time blocks, right? For your things you do personally or otherwise. Days 61 through 90, impact and multiplication, right? Thought leadership, mentorship, giving back, legacy building. These are all in alignment with this person's vision. So, anyways, part one back here was the 90-day execution plan. Part two is a personal leadership scoreboard. Um, and there's the things we're gonna measure, right? Faith-led decisions, daily spiritual practice, peace and serenity, relational, quality time with spouse, family, mentorship program, authentic connection, business, purpose alignment, uh, leverage and delegation, value created for others. Okay, personal legacy. Now, part four is the team culture manifesto. And really, how do you actually create a team culture? It's not quite as easy as it's easy in principle, hard in execution. Okay, final 90-day challenge. So no, this is good advice. Take on no new opportunities unless they align with your purpose, values, and lifestyle. Now, this is where I want to get to here. If you keep going with this, it's going to keep asking you um, if you want it to go further or deeper with this. And I learned to say yes. And this could actually take a little bit of time. Or one time I was on doing this, and I was at it for about 2.5 hours. We're not going to be on that long tonight, I promise. We'll be well and done by 8 o'clock tonight. Um, but in any case, the point is we want to say yes here. There's no other planning phase beyond tonight. So we're going to let ChatGPT lead us down the path of getting a fully complete, accurate plan. So one of them is turn it into a one-page printable CEO dashboard, things you can measure, right? Daily reflection, design a team onboarding playbook. Boy, that's really important. Okay. Um, and build a quarterly review ritual. Tell me what you want to build next. So I'm going to copy that. And really what this comes down to is you're learning how to leverage ChatGPT as the tool that it is. Yes, please um, do the following. Hit enter. Okay, we got to give it a few minutes here. But really, when I did this the first time a few months back, it was for me executing or creating a plan for the final quarter of the year, the last 90 days. So I did that back in like late September, early October, right? And I still have it, and it's easily well over 12 pages long just for one quarter. Okay. But a lot of what we're doing and we have been doing for the last month is based on that very actual thing I was describing to you. So in any case, let's see what it came up with here. One page printable CEO dashboard. So you can print these things, you can save them onto your hard drive and have them be in a PDF or Word doc or Excel spreadsheet format. So you actually use them.
Hmm.
Hey guys, hang on one second. I need to promote some people here. Um, note taker. There's Jackie. Okay, hang on one second, Jackie. I apologize. I wasn't paying attention here. Um, panelists, Gene, promote the panelists. Kathleen, good to see you. Always good to see you. Kathleen Frawley, Mike Garza, good to see you, buddy. Hey, Mark, Mike, put in the chat box, Mike, the status of your transfer. I saw that you started the process. I know the Texas Trex was out of commission for a couple of weeks. But if you could fill me in there, that would be awesome.
Can you hear me now?
I can. How are you,
Uh,
man?
good, good. I was trying to, it had me blocked, so I had to join a different way through a panelist. My computer actually stopped, so I'm on my cell phone right now.
That's okay.
Uh, now say it again. What was
So
what
your
were you?
the license transfer process, I think
Okay. Yeah,
Trex was
I gotta go back in and get that all set up already and see what's up with that.
okay. Yeah, I think you're according to the back office, you're in the process. So what you want to do is look for an email from EXP. It'll be from the broker's office in Texas. It'll give you specific instructions on the actual license transfer part. I think it said
Okay.
you'd executed the transfer, but you need to activate it. In other words, in your
Okay.
case, it's you're activating it into EXP as opposed to transferring it to EXP because it must have been inactive before, I guess, at some point.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll look at it and see if I can find that find an email.
Or any questions, just let me know. And PF to either one of us. So,
Okay.
yep. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. CEO purpose. This is, of course, ChatGPT speaking on behalf of the student. I build businesses that create opportunity, transformation, and abundance without sacrificing faith, relationships, and or peace, which is a real big deal when you're building businesses. This quarter's focus, primary business priority, primary personal rights, you would fill in the blanks there. All right. Um, Weekly top three non-negotiable. These are things you're going to do no matter what. And I've got those on my daily planner. Mine are in ink, up all the way down. Let's see, 14 items to do every day, no matter what. They're in ink, they're going to get done. Everything else below that is in pencil. Okay. So the things that you don't compromise on or sacrifice. And when you do this type of work, you'll find yourself being more strict with your boundaries and making sure you achieve the things you said you're going to achieve. It's subconscious. I wish I could describe it more to you. I'm just telling you, it works. Okay. Um, by the way, and I'm going to bet the next step or two, ChatGPT is going to ask us if it wants us or if we want it to give us what these non-negotiables are based on the vision exercise. Okay.
Hi, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching a recording of the Monday Night Live class. Hope you're getting a lot out of it. I'm sure you will. I wanted to let you know that, you can come to Monday Night Live whenever you want, but you can also participate more with the team. Why don't you set up a call with me, a one-on-one strategy call? I can go over everything with you, show you everything that we have to offer. For example, did you know that on our team, not only do you get your leads, we actually give you your own account on our lead gen system. So this puts you in control. You're not waiting on somebody to hand you leads. You get to pick the ones you want. Okay. Huge difference. We have 21 of our own proprietary marketing campaigns. They're all copyright protected. We're the only ones that can use them. Okay. The coaching is absolutely one-on-one. We got 3 coaches. We even have a 4th success coach that we have access to. Okay. One of left fewer than 100 in the world. Okay. One-on-one coaching. Right now the big problem is volume. We need more transactions. We need more inventory. I get it. Well, we know how to get it. Our team actually outproduces the national average by more than 2 to 1. So if you're struggling, don't do that anymore. If you're a solo agent, if you're a team, let's just talk. Smart entrepreneurs are always open to discussion. Learn what we have to offer, and then you can make an informed decision about staying where you are or moving on. You've got to decide, if you're not where you want to be, you've got to take action to get where you want to be. Let's see how we can help you do that. I look forward to talking to you. Click on the link, set up a call. And by the way, I'll see you on the next Monday Night Live.
Be surprised if it does that. Okay. Scorecards. For each one of these, you would give a score every single week. So it's like 1 to 10. Anything below a 7 gets more attention next week, because that's like getting a D in grade school, And these are all important. Your faith, your marriage, key relationships, your business alignment and leverage, mentorship and giving, that's giving back, and your physical, mental well-being, right? Health, energy, joy. Those are serious. I mean, they're all in my plan. So in any case, CEO decision maker. Before saying yes, ask, does this align with my purpose? Does this add value, real value to others? And does this support my life by design? If the answer is a no, it's a no. So this is how you question things that, I mean, I get pitched stuff sometimes daily. Usually every week somebody's pitching me something. Okay. So everything that you guys see, like if you're on the agent attraction huddle this morning, that's because I've already been through that with um, um, Kurt. I already know. So not everybody gets to get that far. I mean, I'll probably look at 10 things to say yes to any one thing. So in any case, legacy question. Who was better off because I showed up this week? Well, hopefully everybody in your life. Um, okay, daily reflection, prayer framework. Um, Part of it is being still, or being quiet, because if you don't spend time being quiet, you can't hear what God has to say to you. It's okay to ask questions and talk to God, but at some point you've got to um, open up your mind and listen, and that's when the good stuff happens. I can attest to that for a fact. Okay, gratitude. See, these are all things, right, that a CEO does, right? Ask the question, what am I grateful for today? Well, hopefully it's a lot of things, even things you other people might consider negative. You realize everything that happens is for good, you know. Alignment check, is what you're doing in alignment with your vision, essentially. Um, Prayer, of course, there's active prayer and there's silent prayer like meditation. Um, Intention, this was going every day. I write an intention down. Really highly recommend it, by the way. Team onboarding playbook. This is a biggie, right? So we have our 90-day fast start. So we have a playbook, but this is something a little more like a guide that you keep with you, right? And like a daily planner, like I've got. Um, Here's the welcome message, by the way. This is for you. Like if you bring like Pat's joining, right? Welcome, you are here because we believe in your character, potential, and desire to grow, not just your skills. And that's absolutely true. We are really serious about who we bring on. Um, and that's why we I had a consultant using AI help me write that ad, by the way. So in any case, the core values, right? Integrity over profit. Let's face it, if you focus on profit and you sacrifice the relationship, you really didn't gain any wealth. You just gained a transaction. But if you focus on the relationship, chances are, remember the measurement part is going to show up multiple times in referrals and repeat business. Okay. Now I know I'm preaching to the choir for everybody here, but it usually it's worth repeating. Right? How we work, we take ownership, we communicate open and respectfully, we build systems, right? And we lift others as we rise. A rising tide lifts all ships. How we lead, we mentor, we don't micromanage, we listen first, we empower growth, we stay solution focused. We had a couple of those calls today, and they went really well, by the way. Expectations, and this is for all of us, be coachable, be accountable, be generous with your knowledge. It's okay to share, you know. I mean, I've made an entire life and living out of sharing, Protect the culture. We don't sacrifice, we don't bend on things, we don't make exceptions in critical areas. In fact, I had that conversation last Friday and I sent the agent, a prospect wanting to join a team. I sent her an email with our rules of engagement for being on the agent attraction huddle, where I'm, paying for your Indeed ad spend. Um, and I told her, I said, we don't make, she wanted me to make an exception for her. And I said, we don't make exceptions. I mean, there's extreme circumstances, like somebody's, physically unable to be there, or there's a death in the family. Obviously, there's no exception. But the exception she was looking for was a matter of how she's practicing, right? And it wasn't in alignment with her culture, not aligned with her vision, too many things out of alignment. So I just made her my proposal and told her to get back to me by this morning, and she did. I didn't think that she would. Um, she's really not looking to be part of the team. What she was looking for is to get all of our secrets. That's what she was looking for. She wanted me to literally give her the ad that I was talking about. Um, how about those apples? So, in any case, commitment, right? Quarterly review ritual. So this is something we should do together. I mean, you can do it with a spouse, a trusted friend or advisor. Um, you just really want to do it with somebody. You want to share what you're looking to accomplish with someone that who means something to you, right? Someone who really does love you and you love them back. And it could be a friend, colleague, former coworker, church member, parent, child, brother, sister, you name it. In any case, you always want to ask what worked well, right? Um, what drained your energy or distracted you? Did you grow as a leader? Where did you compromise on alignment we just talked about? In the beginning, usually people will make some compromise, and I did the very same thing. But I've been around long enough to realize when you compromise on your standards and your values and what you're committed to, when you compromise, team environment, the team breaks down. We're just not going to do that. Okay, that's not an option. Um, the teamwork makes the dream work, right? We're gonna start off as a team. We're gonna end up as a team end of the year, and we'll keep going, right? Some of you we've been together for years, right? So, wait, so part of this quarterly review is reflection, half an hour. scorecard review, 20 minutes. Gratitude and impact, 20 minutes. Course correction, what do you have to do to improvise, adapt, overcome? And what are your intentions for the next quarter? Okay. Now, closing suggestion. Am I building success I can enjoy and be proud of long term? Okay, so here's the final word, but we can also ask it to do more, right? If you want to, ChatGPT can turn this into a fillable PDF, create a team leadership training series, build a CEO plus spouse alignment ritual. Boy, that's important. And design a legacy roadmap. What do you guys think? Should we ask ChatGPT to do this? Do these 4 things? Let's do a vote. Who wants to have ChatGPT do this? It'll take about 60 seconds. I'll vote twice. Let's go ahead and do that. This is what I mean. If you keep going, it just keeps getting better and better. Let's do copy. Yes, please. Oops. Do the following. I think I've spelled something wrong there. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Wait, was there one more thing? Did I miss
If we don't
something?
have a spouse, can we ask ChatGPT to create one?
Actually, you know what? All joking aside, guess what? That's actually happening. There was a study done in Japan, and more young single males are creating partners with AI, all completely virtual, you know? So, but what you can do, PF, this is what I've seen done. It's a great question, by the way, but here's a great answer. If you can identify the 12 people who you admire most in history, could be Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Abraham Lincoln, you name it. Just name 12 people. George Washington, just name them. And then what you do is you tell ChatGPT, you're building a mastermind with these 12 historically significant individuals, and name them and say, please build this mastermind group with all this intelligence and everything that you can find out about these 12 people. Tell ChatGPT to research everything it can research about the 12 people and create that 12-person persona so that you can then start running things by it and asking advice of the mastermind of 12, asking for feedback, asking for their opinions. And I think that is an excellent idea. How do you like that, PF? There you go. I see you're wearing a knit
I'm
cap
doing
number
it.
29. What's that?
I'm gonna do that.
Good. By the way, are you wearing Christmas gift knit cap number 29?
Yes. Yeah, this was a Christmas gift from a friend a
There
couple
you
of
go.
years
It's
ago. Yes.
it's inside joke, guys. So it was on the WhatsApp chat group there. I thought that was pretty priceless, Okay, so let's see what he came up with, and what we'll do is we'll probably make this the last one for the night. It definitely can go deeper. I just want to see what this next thing is, but it pretty much gives us a plan to follow with the tools we need in the plan, like a fillable style CEO leadership dashboard PDF, okay, that you can print. You can download it right here. Download the CEO leadership system PDF. How to use it. It tells you how to use it. Print one per week. Review it every Monday. Bring it in. By the way, guys, I like doing this kind of stuff on Friday afternoons because things usually calm down. It's not as busy. Everybody's trying to start the weekend, and I can do this kind of work um, and focus on it and be intentional about it and get a lot more out of it. And then I like really relax for the weekend, and I know I can hit the ground running on Monday. But some people I know people that their Sunday night they use Sunday nights as their Monday mornings, and that's okay for them. For me, I'm going into relaxation mode on Sunday night and reading and stuff like that. Different stuff, personal stuff, In any case, team leadership training series. Here we go. Module 1, lead with purpose. All right. Leaders write their personal why I lead statement. Uh, you know, topics. Ask people to come up with exercises. Ask people to come up with questions like their own filters. Does this endeavor that I'm starting have purpose in addition to profit? And if I focus on the purpose, will they give me far more than just focusing on profit give me? So you focus just on profit, it's going to be short-lived and smaller results. You focus on purpose, you have plenty of profit and a whole lot more. Okay, module 2, values-based decision making. Module 3, mentorship over management. I like that one. Systems create freedom. Okay. Emotional intelligence and presence. There's actually something called an emotional IQ, if you've ever heard of it. It's kind of neat. Legacy leadership, CEO and spouse alignment. This is where you could create your own mastermind with the 12 people in history of the world you admire the most, could be past or current. Okay. Um, check-ins, right? These are your check-ins. Here's your legacy roadmap, right? I'm really anxious to see what's here. Let's see what it says at the end here. I can expand a PDF in the full CEO Life and Leadership Workbook, team retreat agenda, legacy letter to be read decades from now, and a faith business integration playbook. I'm going to go ahead and say yes to that, and then I promise we won't do any more. Yes, please do this. Okay. I just want to see how much it actually fills out ahead of time. Now remember the last 3 sections, I didn't focus on the entire vision statement, only focused on one set of goals. So this actually will be a lot bigger, like 10 times bigger, you know? So here is the CEO Life and Leadership Workbook. And actually it's still building. The cursor is still moving up. So it's actually still building it. So this is what I want to get to. I know we're at the right place here. It's the exercises for section 1, identity and purpose. The first thing is you're going to create a life purpose statement, and you're going to create your definition of success. You're going to say, state what you refuse to sacrifice for success, and what is successful ordinary week look like. This tells me you're at the final. You could actually take this and run with it. And as long as you did all the other goals, we didn't do all those, we just did this one set of goals, you'd have a pretty fulfilling year and probably pretty successful too. This is why we work together, because you can have the best plan on the planet. It's the execution that really matters. It's how you execute the plan. So the reason why we like to work in small teams is there's an implied group level accountability. You don't want to show up empty handed. You want to show up and be prepared and share what your success is, what you've been doing, what your challenges are, and what you look like you need to do for the next week and things like that. When we do those things, they're indelibly cemented in our brains and our hearts. And the probability that you'll execute successfully and achieve and succeed increases by a magnitude of probably 10 to 100. Let's face it, if you just go through life with no plan, all you're doing is you're living in reaction mode. You definitely need to know how to react to things, but you're far better off if you can have some say so in creating your path. Okay, as long as it's based on your vision, right? Remember, the vision it comes from a higher source than you, right? And that's why it's so critical to do the steps involved with the vision correctly, because if you have the right vision, it'd be impossible for you to come up with that on your own. It's not possible for creator, for the universe, for God to do using us. Remember our conscious mind is far less capable than our subconscious mind, right? And that's your connection there. In any case, I'm not going to go through all these, but you can see all these environments are covered. Your faith, your relationships, your business, your systems, and all this is all about the business, by the way. Because business is an environment that does affect your relationships, mentorship, your legacy, early annual review, team retreat. That could be fun. In fact, I would love to have you guys come to the annual EXP conference next year. We could show up a day early and have our own little retreat. I'd like to do that in Utah. Yeah, man, we could take a hike. The Valley of Fire. That's Nevada, Valley of Fire. But the uh, the Monuments National Park is in Utah. There's a lot. Utah has a lot to offer. But that's where the conference is next year. Right, alignment and culture, impact legacy. This is all by day. This is your legacy letter, right? For those you love, this is you writing to them. I'm not going to read it for you. I'll let you read it on your own. Step 4, your faith business integration playbook. Okay. So it's incredibly detailed. So let me stop sharing. And I went about 8 minutes long on that part. Let me get Juan promoted. Hey Juan, do you guys have any questions? Is there, let me ask you this, let me ask a better question. Raise your hand, or if you could, just type in a chat box. If you're already doing something like this as part of your annual VGAP exercise, using Chat GPT or Gemini or Claude or one of the others to do this planning work for you. If you're already doing that, just do a hand raise or type in the chat box if you don't mind. Let's see. Yep, Tom's doing it. Thank you, Tom. All right, who here would like to do that? I just showed you in about 40 minutes, actually probably 30 minutes, how easy that is. Yep. Um, Good job. Thank you, Lisa. Yep. I knew you were going to do it, PF, because of the success you've had so far just in the last quarter to doing the work. I mean, yeah, I think 2026 is going to be a pretty spectacular year for it. I just feel it. So I think it is for a lot of us. And by the way, I think I told you guys for Asian Attraction, I had to stop running the ad because we were getting so many good candidates, and there's 14 altogether. And Pat, you're one of them. So Pat, would you agree that ad really spoke to you? It did the job of getting your attention about who we were and what we're all about?
Yeah, it definitely did, for sure.
Yep. So we're going to stick with that. We may have to tweak it for your individual areas, okay, where you are, and based on your vision exercise. And also remember Kirk Perry of his program, okay, doing that assessment. I'm telling you guys, when I did it, I did the first one initially. It was small, short. And I did the big one. It took me a couple hours. It was Thanksgiving Day when I did it. But boy, is it worth it. Because when you feed that to Chat GPT, right, it now has a really accurate persona of you, the person, how you think, what your values are, how you react to things. When you run Chat GPT prompt, like help me create a marketing plan for new construction in Panama City Beach, Florida, it's going to base it on who you are, right? And what it knows about you based on your assessment. So when you get that, it's going to be more comfortable or more in alignment with who you are. And this is why this is important. People are going to respond to your marketing. They're going to be responding to you, the person, not to your Chat GPT, right? So because the alignment, it's going to feel natural for you because it came from a place of knowing you, right? The real natural you. That's why we do this level of work. Down the road, it's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and frustration. Okay, not to mention money.
That
So,
makes sense.
yep, absolutely. So, okay. Ron, I apologize. I didn't see you early on there. I hope you were able to listen to most of what we just went over. Good to see you too, by the way. I might need to unmute her. Hang on one second. Oh no, she's in here. Okay. Hey guys, if you have questions, please type them in. It can actually be on any subject, doesn't have to be on VGAP or just planning alone. If you got something you're working on, you need help with, please speak up. You guys are welcome to stay on as long as you want. I'll stay on as long as people need help. So if you do have questions, just please let me know, even if it's Asian Attraction, not just production. I know we just met this morning on that, so I think you guys are probably squared away there, but as otherwise, I'm gonna go have some dessert. Yeah. You guys okay?
Sounds good.
Everybody ready to continue your 2-week vacation holiday?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a
That's a
working
lot of shaking
vacation.
heads. Okay, I guess I've kept you long enough because I appreciate your participation. I appreciate your commitment. You know, appreciate you, especially those who are in the groups like the CAP group that Lily's running with Eric and the Agent Interaction Huddle that I'm running. We're going to continue with the production one tomorrow. But thank you for participating. I love the opportunity to do what I'm doing and what we're doing with the Agent Attraction Huddle. We're going to roll out Rob Lane first, like we said this morning. That's going to be next week, and the rest of you are going to just fall right in line. You know, once we get him taken care of, we're going to be able to do multiple people in a day. We're just going to do Rob first in one day, and once he's squared away, it might take a week. The rest of we'll set up one-on-ones throughout whatever day it is or days, as long as it meets your schedule. Sugar and I will work together to get you up and running on that, and we're going to hit the ground running like it's a 100-yard dash. Okay. So, okay. I think I've talked enough. Listen, you guys have a fun New Year's Eve. Stay safe. God bless you and all your loved ones. And I will see you on no class next Monday night. That's right. So no class next Monday night. I'll see you either tomorrow or I am working Friday, by the way, for half a day tomorrow. I'm working full day tomorrow, half a day Wednesday, half a day Friday. So in the mornings, you'll
Good.
be able to get me those 2 days. Yeah. Okay. You guys have a great night, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Bye-bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you for watching Monday Night Live. Consider subscribing. Agents, want to learn more? Schedule a call with Gary using the link in the description.